Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa and I'm the creator behind Missouri Makes. You can find me on Ravelry as Missouri Makes and you can find me on Instagram as Missouri_Makes. Today we are going to be doing a crocheted tutorial, and today's tutorial will be a pet bed. Now my pet bed is for my two puppies. They are half German Shepherd, half Blue Heeler. And so my puppies are going to end up big. This bed is just kind of a starter bed because I don't know how my puppies are going to react to having a homemade pet bed. So this bed, I didn't put a whole bunch of money into to start off. That and the fact that my puppies are going to be big whenever they're full grown. They are only about 12 weeks old right now. So while they look and seem big today, they're going to get a whole lot bigger. So this bed is just kind of a trial bed to see if they treat it well, if they use it, and to get them through until they get to be a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to recommend to you is you grab your scraps of 4-weight yarn. I used Red Heart Super Saver, and I just grabbed bits and pieces that I have laying around. This is not Red Heart, but it feels like Red Heart. It's just a 4-weight yarn. You can grab full skeins. You can grab down here. Oh, I got a yarn barf. Down here I've got partials. And so you grab whatever it is that you want to put in your pet bed, and that will be perfect for yours. This is what the pet bed looks like. We have a double cushion here with the border here. I'm going to say it's about 4 inches. Whenever you look at the written pattern, yes, there's going to be a written pattern on my Ravelry as well as my Love Crafts account. And so in that pattern, it will state how big I did the border. And quite honestly, you can do the walls of your pet bed as tall as you want. It doesn't matter. This is just a pet bed to play around with and to kind of test the water on how your pet will react to having a homemade pet bed. Because this is double thickness, I tell you in the pattern that you can add a insert, like a cushion or a pillow insert, in between, because you look, there's 2 pieces there. You can put a cushion in here if you want your pet to have a cushion. And in the video, I will let you know when it's time to put it in. And so this is just kind of like a formula, because in the video and in the pattern, I will let you know on what size it is that I make for mine. But you can always make your pet bed smaller or larger depending on the size of your pet. And so I've got 2 12-week-old puppies. And I needed something that was, hopefully, I haven't tested it out yet because they're not sitting in this until I can get pictures. And they'll probably sit in it while I get pictures. But I haven't tested it out yet. Hopefully this will be the size it needs to be for the 2 of them. Because they usually, whenever they sleep together, they're usually kind of on top of each other. Because they're brother and sister and they're close-knit. But I used a 12mm crochet hook, which is a P for Peter. And this is just a Hobby Lobby hook. You can use whatever hook you prefer. This is a 12mm, and I used 2 strands of yarn to create this bed. Now, if you want this to be firmer or more dense, you may want to go down a hook size or add another strand of yarn to make it more dense. I personally don't like using bulkier yarns, and so I use 2 strands to make it enough for me. You can use whatever yarn you want, whatever hook you want to make it. You'll just have to adjust the amount of yarn you use and how many rounds you do to make your pet bed. So keep that in mind. My pet bed, if you go from from end to end, measures about 22 inches. And hopefully that'll be big enough for my pet. Like I said, I'm not going to put a whole lot of money into the first pet bed that I make for my puppies. One, they will outgrow it really quick. Two, I have one of the puppies that likes to chew on yarn. One minute she chews on yarn, and then the next minute she wants to just waller in it and love on the yarn. So I don't know if this bed is going to get used or if it's going to get tore up. And so that is something that I'm trying to keep in mind when making this pet bed. If they treat this pet bed well and use it, then the next one I make, I might use a better yarn and put more time and thought into making the second one. And so this one is just kind of a beginner friendly. Well, it is very beginner friendly. And I'm excited to show you what I did. You can find all the sizing and materials and everything that I used over in the written pattern. Or you can just grab all your scrap yarn and you can grab a hook and you can follow along with this video and not worry about it. I just used different scraps that I had, and they were all Red Heart Super Saver. I know that. And they didn't have tags on them, so I don't know. Right at this moment, I don't know how many yards I used. I'm fixing to go and weigh it and figure out how many grams. That way we can kind of get an estimate. And that's why I say you can look in the written instructions for this and see exactly how much I used. So go ahead and get your written pattern and we will get to crocheting. Let's go. Okay, so I have my yarns here, and I am holding double-stranded. You can use whatever color you want. Oops, sorry for the shakiness. I'm holding 2 strands together, and you can use the same color out of the same skein, whatever. You're going to end up needing more than one skein, so if you have more than one of whatever it is, go ahead and grab a strand from each skein, instead of trying to pull from one, because then it's just going to get complicated. But I'm going to go ahead and make a magic loop like that. Grab my hook and slide it underneath that first loop, and I'm going to pick up both strands of the other one. I'm going to give it a little twist, and then the working yarn here, I'm going to pull through that loop like that. And that is how I make my magic ring. There are many ways that people do magic rings, but that's the way I do it. Okay, so using both strands, I am going to do 10 half double crochets in my magic ring. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if that strand is getting a little short, just tug on it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is your round 1. Now if you need to figure out what stitch it is that you need to slip stitch into, what you do is you count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is your 10th one. You're going to, grab both strands, not one like I did, and you're going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet that you made. And you can take these strands and tug on them and cinch that tight. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're going to put 2 half double crochets into this first stitch. And you're going to put, you're going to put 2 half double crochets into every stitch. And you should have a total of, you should have a total of 20 stitches when you're done. Okay, so I'm coming up on my last stitch, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have 20. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So whenever I do my last stitch with 2 half double crochets, I'll have my 20 stitches. And there you go, round 2. You should have 20 stitches. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to put 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. And that is how you will start your round every time. Next stitch, you're going to put 1 half double crochet in. And then the next one, you're going to put 2 half double crochets in. And that is your repeat for this round. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets. Repeat this all the way around, and we'll meet back up here. Okay, so I'm coming up on my last stitch here, and I should end with 1 half double crochet in the last stitch. And the way you know if you've done it right, 1 is to count your stitches, but 2, you start at the beginning of the round with 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and you should end with 1 half double crochet in the last stitch. And so when you get all the way around this round, you should have 30 stitches, and every round you do from here on out, you will increase by 10 stitches. So we'll go on to round 4, and then I'm going to leave you to continue increasing until you get to the size you need. Now, this round, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to put 2 half double crochets into this first stitch. And you're going to put 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. You see what we did there? The last round, we did 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet in the next, and then 2. This round, we're going to do 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And so each round you do, you're going to put an extra half double crochet in between. So next round, you're going to do 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Next round will be 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and then you'll do 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and you'll increase this way all the way around until you have the size that you need. Oh, I messed that one up. Okay, we'll take that out. 1, 2.
The next stitch we are going to put 2 half double crochets in, and then we'll go back to our repeat. 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat this all the way around until you get to the end here, and then you'll slip stitch, chain 1, and start your round again, putting an extra half double crochet in between your increases. You should have 10 increases throughout your circle. Now I want you to make 2 of these circles. I've already finished 1, and this circle here I have 10 half double crochets in between each increase, and so that is how big my bed is going to be. If you need yours bigger or smaller, that is up to you on how you want to do it. There is no multiples for this pattern, so make the circle the size that you need it for your pet, and then you want to tie off and then make another circle the same size. So you want to have 2 circles, that way we can smush them together and make a double thickness bed. So go ahead and do that, and then we will come back and work on the side walls together. Okay, so I am back with my 2 pieces made. This is what I have left after using those, so whenever I run out of these, I'm going to just add some more scraps in here, and that way I use up all of my stuff, all of my yarn. I probably most likely won't need all of this. I'll have to weigh it once I'm done and see how much I used, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, because we made 2 of these panels, let me see if I can't zoom out a little bit. There we go. Because I have 2 of these panels, you have the option to add a pillow insert or some sort of cushion in between the pieces. I'm personally not going to do that. I am just trying to make a double thickness bed for my dogs. But like I said, there's 2 pieces here. If you want to put a cushion on the inside, you can. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It'll work just fine. So I'm going to get the last bit of my scraps here and get them started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slip knot. Like that. And have it ready. Now what I'm going to do, and if you put a cushion in, you'll be doing the same thing. And in fact, I wouldn't put the cushion in until you have most of this sewed up, and then stick the cushion in and work around it. Because if not, it'll be a hassle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hook into this first stitch and on the front layer, then take my hook and stick it into that next one, which is the back layer. I'm going to put my loop on, and I am going to pull through. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to pull that loop through, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to put my hook back into that stitch, and I'm going to half double crochet. Now you can do single crochets, you can do double crochets, you can do whatever you want. I'm doing half double crochets because I don't personally want to do single crochets. To me, for what it is, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of time into it because it's just a scrap bed made with scrap yarn here. But I do want the fabric to be dense enough that it'll stand up and you'll have your walls, you know. So I'm going to do half double crochet for mine, and I'm going to insert my hook into that next stitch. Oh, yarn over first, then insert your hook into that front stitch, go back here, and find the matching stitch, and I'm going to work over this tail here so I don't have to hide it, because the less ends we have the better, right? And do it again, put that over. And I'm going to do that all the way around, sewing this up. And I would wait till I was 3/4 of the way done before I put my pillow insert in, and then finish stitching it up. So you go ahead and get yours done, and we'll go on to the next round. Okay, so I finished the first round, which sewed both pieces together. And we're going to go ahead and go on to the next part, and I slip stitched to the first half double crochet that I had made. I chain one, and this round that I'm fixing to do, you're going to repeat until you have the length that you want for the walls of your bed. I'm going to do probably around 4 inches for mine, and in the pattern it'll state how many rows that is. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to half double crochet in every stitch, and that's all you do to build it up, because if you increase, then you're going to get a flat piece. If you just stay with the stitches you've got and continue going up, then your piece will eventually start to have walls like a hat would. And so that's how you build your dog bed, cat bed, whatever you decide to do this with. That's what you do. And I either worked over my tails like this, or I just pushed them on the inside, and they're not worked in, but they're on the inside. So if something were to come loose, all you do is you have that piece of yarn and you can fix it. So that's all I did. And I'm just going to half double crochet, oops, sorry, half double crochet across using both strands of yarn. You're going to repeat this round all the way around, and you're going to use this round for as many times as you want to build your bed, or build the walls of your bed, and that is it. I hope that this video tutorial was helpful for you to be able to build your own pet bed. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you never miss another video from Missouri Makes. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.